A student came up yesterday and asked, what drives you? What keeps you going day after day? And, I have to laugh because what drives you? It's the question that drives us. Morpheus talking to Neo. And for me, the question has always been, WTF is going on? I've always felt this disconnect from this common experience we share called life, and something's weird about it, and that's what drives me. Trying to answer that question. 40 years ago, next week, March 14th, 1979, I started an experiment, a series of experiments, 5 of them to be exact. And in our conversation, I touched on that, and he asked what were the 5 experiments, and it's a long story, and now's not the time. But one of them had to do with coincidence. Now, this book was written in 1984. 1979 is when I started my little experiment into studying what triggered coincidence, because it felt like there was a trigger. And this was 1983 with the police and synchronicity. And here Sting is writing about Carl Jung and Wolfgang Pauli. And if you've been paying attention this year, I've talked about synchronicity multiple times, and that is meaningful coincidence. Coincidence that seems to have a reason for existing. And that's why this quote is so meaningful. So think about the coincidences you've experienced in your life. And I'll tell you right now, in my experiment, almost 40 years down the river from that point in time when I started it, I will tell you that the stronger your connection is to life, the more you are searching, the more profound your drive is, the more often the coincidences happen. And the more meaningful they are. It seems to be a feedback loop. And it doesn't matter what your belief system is. It seems to me as if this is part of the design of where we find ourselves. And I don't have ultimate answers, but I do know that coincidence is sometimes chance and sometimes perhaps something a little more. So pay attention in your own life, and maybe you'll be driven to understand and connect deeper with whatever it is we're sharing right now in this MMORPG IRL game. Whether you believe that or not, that's okay. Just do the best you can and make the most of your opportunity while you're here, because we may not have another quarter for an extra game. Just saying.